Now, what are the steps for meeting the one for you? Number 1, take 1 to 3 months to prepare yourself offline for getting out there. Read Find the One for Me, listen to the audio program, read my other books cover to cover, or listen to the audio versions of them. Let the information sink in so you're ready to go out there into the world starting to look for the one for you. And not only be so prepared and ready, but you're armed and eager to find the one with laser focus. Oh, you'll have fun too. Don't worry. Also, in that time, that first 3 months, lose weight, trim up, get healthy, get your hair cut, styled, buy some new clothes, shoes, clean your house, car, etc. You know what needs to be done. Get her done. You're doing all these things because you're going to be seeing a lot of new people in public, and you want to look your best, right? Absolutely. Now, go online and create a profile for yourself based on some of those tips I gave you inside Find the One for Me regarding your photo and your description, your username. And you can do all that over at www.findtheoneforme.com. Spend a week or 2 building your perfect profile. Take your time and do put time into it. It'll pay off. I'll say this. In fact, this is actually a saying. I didn't say this, but it's a quote from a very, 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 very experienced author, writer, etc. Hard writing makes for easy reading. Hard writing makes for easy reading. So while you're writing, take a break from it, and then even get somebody else's opinion on what you wrote before you finalize it and publish it. But read it, reread it, tweak it, adjust it. You know, when you reread your own description, you're probably going to get these little ideas that come to your head. As you read something, something is going to pop up in your mind and you go, oh, I should finish this sentence with an extra little few descriptive words that describe this or that. Bam, you get to the end, you go back around, you start at the beginning and you read it again. And as you read it, this is hard work because it takes time and it sucks. But as you read it and you reread it and you keep adding here and there, it gets tighter and tighter and better and better. Then before you know it, an hour later, 3 hours later, trust me, been there, done that. Your profile is reading like a bestseller. And I mean that in a good way. People are really going to read your profile and go, oh my gosh, I would be honored to meet this person. And they spoke so well in their description and their profile. And anyhow, and get somebody else to read it too. And if somebody else can give you a couple comments like, hey, you didn't even mention that you were really good at this. Oh, thanks a lot. I'm going to include that. Read other profiles to give you ideas for your profile. Again, take note of the way that they express themselves or words they use to describe what it is that they do, like, or what they're looking for. Look at their photographs. Did they have a particular photograph that gave you an idea for a photograph? Copy it. Do it. By comparing profiles, you'll get tons of ideas on how to create the perfect profile for you. Also, a little side tip, you might come up with like 5 questions about yourself that talk about work, family, passion, maybe a couple of questions that, how would you handle this particular situation? And then have somebody interview you. And then you provide the answers to those. You can record it. You can record it in audio, or you can record it with video, or you can just kind of transcribe it. You can type out the answers to the questions. These are not just interviews, but they are inner views, views of the insides of you that let people know what you're really all about. So again, by comparing the profiles, you get tons of ideas on how to create the perfect one for you. But before you post it, again, ask someone to proof it before you go live. Look for obvious mistakes reword certain things, consolidate your thoughts, simplify, and make your profile description have punch and project the enthusiasm that you've got and excitement for the potentially, you meeting the one for you. Number 2, spend a few hours a week combing profiles looking for your ideal match. Maybe the system will do it for you. But make note of them. You don't want to forget those that appealed to you during the initial quest to contact others. Number 3, contact 3 to 5 people per week and no more. Don't overload yourself, but actually reach out. And ladies, this is to you. Don't wait for the guys to meet you. Make it easy on yourself. Ignore all the inquiries, people sending you letters. Oh, I want to meet you. I want to meet you. Yeah. Okay, I get like 100 a day. Well, not me, but, well, depends on what nationality. But you're probably getting like dozens per day. Well, bypass those. Don't worry about them. Go after the men that you see. You take the initiative. You take action. Ooh, I see that guy. I see that guy. I see that guy. Go after them. You contact them. They'll actually appreciate it. That a woman's reaching out to them instead of them doing all the work, waiting, only to get nothing in return. No replies. Okay? So, again, when you contact those people, read their bio, read their description, and in a letter to them, in your first message, of course, hi, how are you? Hey, I noticed in your description that you bike, ski, hike, snowboard, whatever. Make a comment about what they said in their description so you can strike up a conversation and start talking. So, number 4, how's it going? Has anyone responded to your knocking on their profile door? Are members contacting you on their own because you read and liked their profile or they liked yours? Number 5, respond to those you are interested in. Keep the dialogue going via messaging, until you both realize a potential meeting in person might be a logical next move. Number 6. Now, you can meet in person, somewhere neutral, somewhere public, and since this is your first date with them, take no chances. Let your friends know where you're going to be, location, restaurant, name, address, and all that jazz for your own security. Meet in total public, lots of people around. Don't agree to meet in the parking lot or something like that. Hey, I'll meet you in the parking lot below in the building. No, I'll meet you out on the street. Okay? If desired, have a friend go to the place in advance where you're going to meet this potential date. Or while you are there, and have them sit across the room. Ladies, especially, this is a good tactic, and you know why? Guys, it's different, but you could have one of your buddies do the same. After you're meeting this person, you and your friend, who's right there, you guys can go out afterwards and talk about the date. Pretty cool. Hey, I saw you guys just talking. What'd you talk about? What'd you think about her or him? Number 7, you could also just ask one of your friends to call you during your date. You might say, let me see who this is. Oh, I can call them later. Now, that move just showed your date that he or she is a priority right there. Let me just text them that everything's going well, and I'll call them later, and then you and I can pick up our conversation because I really like spending time with you. I'm not going to take any calls during our meeting, and I'm letting you know that up front, just right here. Or if you're bored, you might text your friend with an SOS and suggest that he or she call you with an emergency, or you can just do the better thing and just kindly say, hey, I don't think we're meant to date here, but it was nice meeting you. I wish you well. Thank you for agreeing to meet with me. Honesty is the best policy. And I got to go, but again, thank you so much. Number 8. At the end of the first date, if you see potential in meeting again, one of you could pop the want to go on a second date question. How was this for you? Did you enjoy our meeting? You want to meet up again? Yes, I'd love to. What do you have in mind? Or, no, I really appreciate your taking the time to meet me today, and I think you have a lot of great qualities, and I don't even know you. I feel, though, that we just don't click or make a connection, and, that's okay. It's best to be upfront and direct upfront so that you can get back to finding someone better suited for you whose personality sparks with you. You don't want to waste your time. Number 9, based on number 8's answer, you're either excited about your potential second date or you're more interested to get back online to find that new date for that next week. Number 10, that's actually a really great question to ask. How many dates should you go on in order to find someone to date or, go semi-steady? Yeah, dating, relationships, that's what we're after here. Well, as many as it takes. 1 date, 2, 10, who knows, who cares? As long as we're not spending a lot of money. Because if you got to go on multiple dates, and ladies, be mindful of the guy spending money on you for the first date, especially if you're going out with 10 guys, 2 to 3 dates per, over a period of time. And I'm going to tell you right now, ladies, men themselves are starting to pull back on spending money during that first meeting. It's really about let's meet for coffee. Let's just talk a little bit. I'll get my cocoa, you get your latte. We'll talk. Doesn't cost us much. And actually, after you have that first very nice, sort of inexpensive meeting, and there's spark and chemistry, a little, like interest, instead of going out on the next date for dinner, big expense, this or that, why don't you get on the phone, call each other, talk on the phone. Talk is cheap, price-wise, money-wise. Talking on the phone can actually open up so much about the other person, that you learn so much about them in an environment that you're comfortable. You're at home. You're in bed. You're laying on the couch. You're laying on the floor. I remember I met a girl for the first time. We really hit it off. She gave me her phone number. I called her that week. We talked for 8 hours. I was laying on the floor, probably like under my desk. It was crazy. It was, dude, you're laying on the floor under your desk. How the hell did you get here? The point is I was just laying there comfortably. It could have been on the couch. It could have been on the rug, the carpet, on the floor, on the bed. But you're comfortable, and you're talking on the phone for like 8 hours, 4 hours. You're not going to get the same kind of intimate conversation that you would at a table in a restaurant. Okay? All the noise. So that first date's inexpensive, quick to meet, greet. Is there a spark? The second date isn't a date really outbound. It's inbound. And it's what I kind of call speed dating in bed. Speed dating in bed. And you know what speed dating is, where you're kind of meeting people in a rapid fashion. You get like 5 minutes each to, who are you? What do you do? What are you looking for? Blah, 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 blah. You're introduced to like 20 people in like an hour or something like that. Speed dating in bed is you're in bed and you're actually conducting a date, multiple dates, because over the course of 2 to 5 dates, would you acquire this knowledge about this other person. But instead, you're at home talking on the phone for 2 to 8 hours. You're going to learn a lot about that other person. It's great. So how many dates should you go on? Well, you might not have to go on a lot, especially if you implement the speed dating in bed program where she's at home, he's at home, you're both comfortable, you're ready to talk for the next couple of hours, and you're really just enjoying listening to their voice, listening to stories. Hey, tell me about your parents. Tell me about your job. Tell me something you like to do on the weekends or whatever. Always take everything one step at a time. Never rush into something at all, but enjoy the journey. It will be just as exciting as meeting the one for you and arriving at that final destination where you fall in love and live your life happily ever after, we hope. When searching for the one for you, all things are possible. Okay. That was a pretty good primer on preparing to find the one for you, wouldn't you say? Now, let's get to the fun part. You know, the part where we actually start looking for the one for you. But before we do, this next section that I want to talk about is actually sort of an excerpt or a group of excerpts or a number of excerpts from my book called 251 Dating and Relationship Regrets That Men and Women Have with Dating, Sex, and Marriage, and How to Avoid Them. Let's get into that real quick, because when it comes to preparing to meet someone, that's when you want to do all this homework and research and reading of other people's experiences before you get out there, before you meet someone. It's like a job. You know, this preparation is like going to school before you actually go out into the workforce and get a job and work. You're educating yourself. You're preparing yourself so you can make the most of your efforts on the outside, in the real world, interacting with real people. Come on, let's continue to the next section in this audio series within the Part 2 section, Prepare to Meet the One for You. Let's talk about regrets that people have with dating, sex, and marriage. Ooh, I'm scared already. Oh my God. Of course, I wrote the book, so I know what's in it, and I am scared. But don't you be. Because when you read what other people have gone through, their regrets, you go, oh, I'm glad I haven't experienced that. Or if you have, you can say, I can relate. I'm glad I'm not alone. So let's continue to the next section in this awesome audio series of Find the One for Me.